vegetable Seekh Kababs. My name is Chef Harpal Singh Sokhi, and I'm going to show you how to make vegetable Seekh Kababs. Very tough, I'll tell you. It sounds so easy, but this is very tough because the texture on top should look nice, clean, taste should be nice. The seeks, when they are taken out, should look nice and dry on top, and that's when you enjoy the good vegetable Seekh Kabab. Now, this is something which I have personally seen, or personally, actually, this is my favorite. This is the way I do it personally. I didn't see any chef do it this way, and probably that was when I was a young chef. That's the time I realized that I need to do it this way, create something which is unique. I cook the vegetables. I never saw any of my old chefs, whoever used to do the kebabs, they would just mix up the vegetables and do a skewer. That was also good, but I've got a series of vegetables here. Now, let me showcase you the vegetables. These are the vegetables. I've got some potatoes, green peas, cabbage, carrots, French beans. This is what I've got. Before I mix any of this, what I need to do is, I need to saute all of this. Oil, not too much. Here, it's very important that oil that you pour should be around 1 tablespoon, not more than that, because too much oil, when you cook this mixture, when you bind it on a skewer, the oil starts cooking and then you get pores in the kebab. So that's very important to note that not too much oil goes in it. And to this oil, I'll add some Shahi Jeera, half a teaspoon of this. Now, Shahi Jeera is very strong. Let me tell you this. Internationally, probably if you don't get Shahi Jeera, you need to add caraway seeds. Will be the substitute for Shahi Jeera. And flavor of this is very, very strong. So that's what I've added here. Wait for it to get hot, flavor infusion happens, and then the rest thing. Got some chopped green chilies, chopped ginger. Chopped ginger, 1.5 inch of ginger, which is chopped fine. 3 green chilies, chopped fine. That's what I've done here. And wait for this Shahi Jeera, yeah, to get a little hot. By the time, let me share this. 2 boiled potatoes is what I've got. Mash them fine. Green peas, roughly about 1/4 cup. Small piece of cabbage, again 1/4 cup chopped fine. 1 carrot, chopped fine. You can grate it if you want to. Roughly about 6 to 8 French beans, sliced fine. Don't bother about it because I'm going to kind of grind them. Okay, that's when it'll look nice. It needs to be smooth because if the texture is kind of gritty, then while you apply on a skewer, it does not look nice. Now, Shahi Jeera, yeah, start getting the smell. That's when I'll add the ginger, green chilies, saute it perfectly. The kebab is such a delicate thing that anytime you get raw flavors of ginger, garlic, you would start burping and you would not like it. Hence, sauteing it or using brown garlic or brown onions is a must. It's very important. At times, I know you use chopped onions, especially if you were to use, cook it the way Turkish or Mediterranean people use. They kind of chop onions and add to the kebabs, especially to the non-vegetarian varieties. Now, carrots into this. Before I add the rest, carrots will be sauteed first for some time, say about 2 to 3 minutes. You can grate them, so it will not take much time to cook or become soft. Now the rest goes in. French beans, cabbage, even add the green peas. Now, sauteing the vegetable definitely enhances the taste of the kebab. After adding all this, I'm not going to saute for a long time. I want the color to be nice and bright. So what I'm going to do is add some turmeric to the vegetables at this point of time. Turmeric will enhance the color. 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric. Now, after you add turmeric, you saute for some time so that turmeric also has the raw flavor, which, if not sauteed well, kind of, give a smell, odor in the mouth. So, vegetables, turmeric, all together, sauteed for not more than 5 minutes. Now, I'm going to do is, take this piece of blender, that I've got. There you see the moisture of the cabbage still visible. But I'll not dry it up completely, because if you dry it up completely, what's going to happen is you can't eat it. When you eat it, kind of gets stuck in your throat. So all this in here, into the blender, gas flame off, we'll grind it, not completely to a paste, but to a texture which is coarse, whereby I get the green peas also ground a bit, and then it's great fun. Just check this up in between and mix it up well. Now you see the texture, the green peas and the beans, the cabbage and the carrots, all of them ground well. Some more time, that's it, not much. You don't need to make a paste though. That's about it. That's a quick blend. And to this same pan, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add some gram flour. Adds a nice texture. So 1.5 tablespoon of this. In hotels, we use roasted gram, which is ground, as we say, roasted chana dal, which is ground, and that is the powder we use. That gives a nice nutty flavor. If you don't get that, then use gram flour, besan, and saute this. You need to keep stirring this, because the gram flour, gets burnt very fast. So that's very, very important. Keep sauteing, and after a point of time, you'll start getting the nutty flavor. Initially, you start getting little bitter flavor, which you can smell, and then you start getting the nutty flavor. Nice roasted gram flour flavor. That's the point of time you need to actually add the next ingredient. Now, the next in line here is cashew nut powder, 1 tablespoon of cashew nut powder. If you want to avoid it, you can definitely avoid it. That's not a big thing. Now, I'll lower the flame and add this mixture here. You see the brightness in the vegetables. That's because of the turmeric. You need to quickly mix the whole thing up so that the gram flour and cashew nuts mix together. And you need to saute for just about 2 to 3 minutes. You'll see that the whole mixture forms into a lump, and the entire mixture would leave the sides of the pan. That's when you know that this is ready. Roughly about 2 minutes, not more than that, okay? Because I don't want the entire moisture to be lost. The vegetables flavor should be there. So if you lose the moisture in the vegetables, then the kebab will be very dry. This is ready. So what I need to do is close the flame. Now take this out in a bowl here. See, the mixture is dry, but not completely dry. Still little wet. Add some fresh breadcrumbs or breadcrumbs available. About 3 tablespoons of this, and mix the whole thing up. Now this helps in binding, okay? There's another ingredient which I'm going to add, which is also important. Salt to taste, or namak shamak. You can always, sing, jump, spread energy. So in goes salt, crushed black pepper powder. So that's what I'm using. About half teaspoon of this. Gives a nice flavor. Green cardamom, 1/4 teaspoon of this. And garam masala. Fantastic. Half teaspoon of this. Now you get the kebab flavors, yeah? Beautiful. Fantastic. Now this is superb. Now to this, I'm going to add the potatoes. Great binding happens. Once you add the potatoes, the entire mixture becomes a little tougher, yeah, to mix up. Now, this mixture is absolutely ready. Now, what you see here is a nice blend of vegetables and flavorsome garam masalas and potatoes and some binding in the form of roasted gram flour powder and breadcrumbs. This is ready. Now, you can make Seekh Kababs out of this. You can make patties out of this. You can make burgers out of this. You can do so many things out of this kebab. And I tell you, everybody is going to enjoy. But let me showcase how do you skewer this, What's important is a little bit of water, not too much. The oven is also ready. It's calling me. Some oil in the pan, and with the help of a tissue, spread all over so that the Seekh Kabab, when you layer them on this tray, doesn't stick. Oven preheated. I've set it for 15 minutes. In the meanwhile, doesn't stick. That's the quality of a good Seekh Kabab. See? Now, this is how you apply on a skewer, okay? Between these two, That's how we have been taught by the old ustads. And when you do this, now because this is a satay stick which is very, very thin, it might keep falling. So press gently, and when it is ready, wow, look at this. In a hotel, generally the skewers are iron skewers, and we prefer using the square ones because Seekh Kabab will not fall off. So a square skewer is preferred to a round skewer. Now this one, you see, beautiful. So in goes the kebab here. And I've got the satay sticks soaked in water that they don't burn when inside the oven. In a kebab, it's also important, I tell you, that you can always taste for the spices. I also tell you one more thing. I am cooking it in an oven. Now suppose if you don't have an oven, you can use a nice little pan, okay? Just smear oil with a tissue paper. Don't put too much oil, because if you put too much oil, it'll start disintegrating when you start frying it. It's not about frying, it's about grilling. Just slowly saute them. Put one side, as it gets colors, turn it around, and that's how you will get great Seekh Kababs sauteed in a pan. In a tandoor, definitely the results will be much, much better because the temperatures are very high and it gets dried up faster. Seekh Kababs, beautiful ones. Make patties if you want to, make burgers if you want to. This is beautiful, you know, simple and exciting. And that's what I want. Everybody should be able to make. These are a little too thin and difficult to manage. I know at home it'll be difficult for you to manage. Another trick, don't get disturbed, okay? Just keep rolling like sausages. If you think they are breaking, just keep pressing and just roll. That's what you need to do. There you see, I am used to doing the expert thing, but this is what you can do. On your rolling pin, roll it. All tricks that I know, all my skills that I have, want to share it with the world so that everybody cooks great Indian food. That's what my ultimate goal is. Indian food should be the number one food, yeah. It's not easy to cook Indian food, difficult. Look at the humongous task. Do a garam masala, do a spice, saute vegetables, too many things going in one simple end product, and yet manage one flavor. That's very, very important. This is it. There you go. So now you can do it at home. Cook this for not more than 10 minutes. Keep turning in between, at least twice, okay? After 4 minutes, turn it once. After 4 minutes, turn it once, yeah? So that it gets colored, dried up nicely. I've got my oven ready here. 10 minutes exactly, preheated. So, kebabs go in, gets closed, and I'll turn them in between twice. No smearing of oil on top, no basting like you would do for non-veg kebabs, where the moment you baste, they become soft, and that's a drawback. So don't baste them. When you take them out, then you baste them a bit, sprinkle chaat masala before you serve. So I'm baking this, and we'll turn in between once or twice. Twice, yes. The Seekh Kababs are now almost ready. I actually have increased the temperature, added another 2-3 minutes more to it so that the color would be uniform. For me, the entire vegetables, everything is cooked. So it doesn't actually take too much time. All that you need is a nice coloring and little drying up of the kebab, but not completely dried up. So let me check. This has been cooked for around 14 minutes. In your homes, if you feel that it's not getting colored all over, you can always keep increasing the time a bit. Here, let me check. Wow. Look at this. Beautiful. Oh, isn't this lovely? If you think that you need to cook further and get colored all sides, you can always do in your homes. You can always check. And in a pan, you need to keep rotating them. Now this one is ready. Now if you can lift it like this, which means the kebab is ready. It's nice and dry. It's ready to, gobble down in a nice barbecue dinner. Wow, look at this, man. Beautiful. I simply like this. Not much. A little bit of mint leaves. Keep it simple. You can sprinkle a little bit of chaat masala on this and just serve it with any kind of sauce you feel like, whether it is green chutney, tomato ketchup, chili sauce, Szechuan sauce, anything that you like, okay? You're going to enjoy it.